right now, right, the woke side of, even if you look at the elections and the way things happened, mainstream liberals rejected the woke side of things. They rejected things that were even woke adjacent, like the AOC's campaigning and all of that stuff. The sort of really, really leftist stuff, and the Bernie Sanders side of things was resoundingly beaten in the primaries. Like, there were states where Biden got like every single county of the state, and Bernie didn't win a single one. This happened he didn't even campaign in Massachusetts, and he won the whole state, even though Elizabeth Warren was from there. And so there was the mainstream liberals have rejected this. Okay, how the Harper's letter was signed by Noam Chomsky. I mean, that's a really, really big thing, because now Noam Chomsky is considered too centrist. So there are a lot of. On the other hand, when you look at the conservatives, not only do you have Trump in the White House, but you still have people like, remember when Colin Kaepernick got down on his knee because he wanted to protest the national anthem. He wanted to protest because of systemic racism. He got down on a knee.
Police brutality.
Police brutality, and so technically police brutality. He wanted to protest it. He got down on a knee, right? And Nike supported him, and everybody thought this was like this just woke outrage. So this guy, everybody's lifting him up. The corporations have sold out to the woke mob and all this stuff. The guy got down on one knee. That's it. That's all he did. And then you have these Capitol riots, and your Ted Cruz's, and a significant part of the mainstream Republican Party that until very recently had the presidency and won 75 million presidential votes and has a majority in the Supreme Court. These people, they still think that this was okay. This is just, the guy, he shouldn't have done this. It was a bad thing. Slap on the wrist. Right? That's what we mean by, and Armin's right. To talk about something being mainstream and to talk about something actually taking over, right, is much worse. And on the far right, they have taken over. They've overrun the mainstream. It's beyond just going mainstream. They've overrun it. Okay?
Well, in terms of control they have of the Republican Party, like 29% of Republicans, as polled in January, 29% of Republicans believe QAnon is real.
Well, yeah,
that's not like a split up percentages of Republicans. That's almost 30% of Republicans across the board believe QAnon. It's like it's a huge movement within that side of the aisle. That party, it's huge. I will quickly disagree with Armin that every instance is highlighted, and that I think that because I haven't seen anything about what the stuff that's going on at my institution, right? And there is stuff going on in my institution, so it's not every instance. And I know Armin didn't mean it that absolutely. But I think what it is that it picks up so much steam and people get so quote unquote triggered by it because it reflects stuff that goes on in their life or their workplace that they don't feel like they can talk about, that they don't feel like they can push back against themselves. And so when they see instances of it in other places, it picks up steam because it's something that they can collect around. Say, I feel this way too. I feel outraged too. But in my life, I can't talk about it. I can't push back because I'll get fired. I'll face consequences in my workplace. Blah, blah, blah. So that's part of the reason why I think it picks up so much steam, is because of people's own felt powerlessness as an individual in their isolated situation.
All right, I need to go through four things really quick. First of all, I agree, Susanna pointing out that how much support QAnon has on the right, and how many people on the right also think that the election was stolen and crap like that, shows that the crazies on the right are a higher percentage of the right than the crazies on the left. Okay, so that's one thing. Also, when it comes to Ali mentioning that the right being for free speech, again, the only reason why the right now pretends to be for free speech is because they don't control culture. This whole idea of facts don't care about your feelings is a losing game, because the facts are that feelings matter. And if the right has been ignoring control over arts and culture and stuff, and now they're noticing how far behind they are at their presence in all these areas, and now they're crying about why they're not there. Well, because you said like facts don't care about your feelings. Well, now you don't have influence. So they get to see how it feels for their speech to be controlled. But don't be fooled. If they were in charge of culture, they would be censoring things a lot more aggressively than the left ever would. I don't think, like, to criticize Ali a little bit, I don't think it's fair to say, like, when you say like Bernie Sanders was defeated, I don't think Bernie Sanders represents the cultural left. I think he represents the economic left. So him being defeated is not, I don't think, any indication of, I mean, I do think that the left is mostly anti-wokeism, but I don't think that Biden winning over Bernie represent that. I don't think Bernie was, I do think that Bernie said a few wokey things, but overall he stayed away from it. It was one really cringy thing that he said.
He'll carry water for it too.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
But no, let me finish. Let me finish my fourth point, and then you guys could say. Also, what is okay? Yes. So I also want to point to the fact, when it comes to freedom of expression, the mainstream right is worse than the woke left, right? So I'm not even comparing mainstream right with mainstream left. Even if you compare just the average right-leaning people, not far right, the average right-leaning, the level of censorship that they would be for is worse than the most fringe, craziest. Like, what do I'm not talking about leftist people, I'm talking about far left people. What do they want? They want you to like lose all your platforms, never be given, if you are not on their side, you can't speak at this university, ostracized, don't be invited anywhere, blah 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 blah. Okay, and that's not the left, that's the far left. Okay, average right-leaning people support, like, think like a lot of people on the right support Trump for saying, yes, let's make flag burning illegal. Let's make flag, like, in direct opposition to the Constitution that they say that they pretend to defend. Oh, let's use libel laws against journalists that we don't like. Oh yeah, let's roughen up, like, oh yeah, let's support Trump, who says, like, oh, roughen up people who are who don't, use violent. Oh yeah, just average, throw around using language that suggests that we are okay with using violence against people that are ideologically opposed to us, right? And yeah, we keep supporting the guy. This is not like, this is mainstream Republicans. Okay, and even if half of them believe this stuff, agree with this stuff, you don't have this. You don't have this even in the wokey left. Okay, I mean, even among the woke left, they don't say like, oh yeah, let's like punch people. Like,
that's
okay,
not true.
No, half. It's half. Okay, so we do have like punching Nazis, good night far right, stuff like that. Okay, but that's like half of the far left, not half of the left. Okay, but we have half of mainstream right supporting somebody that says, roughen up, like ban flag burning, use libel laws against journalists, and roughen up the people who are here to protest against me. Okay, so it's at a completely different scale. Like, this is and again, this is without them having, imagine if these people had the same control that the left has over media, over Cartoon Network, Disney, universities. I'm telling you, I'm almost certain that if these institutions were run by right-leaning people, right now they're mostly influenced by left-leaning people, it would have been like, forget gender studies, just like suggesting to people, like, I'm pretty sure in universities it would be like not allowed for you to even suggest that gayness is a thing. Like, you have to like it would be part of their curriculum to show that being trans is like a it's an abomination. Like that would be part of the university curriculum or something like that. Biblical, yeah, evolution would be like
Family values.
Family values. Evolution would be challenged. Like all of this would be like global warming would be thought to be as a hoax or something like that. It would be by far as much as all the problems that you have right now with left controlling universities, it would be by far worse if the right was controlling universities.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.